All right, friends and family, we are going to read the story today called House, Sweet House. This is by Judith Bauer Stamper. And we have been learning lots of different things about houses and buildings. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This story is going to tell us about different ways people live all over the world. So let's see what some of those houses look like. House, Sweet House. All right, in this story, there's not going to be an illustrator because all the pictures in this book are actual photographs. And our author, she wrote the words, Judith Bauer Stamper. Families live in all kinds of houses. There are big houses, little houses, plain houses, and houses in all colors of the rainbow. No matter what it looks like, a family's house is its home. Some houses are built for just one family. Other buildings contain homes for many families. In the city, many families may live in one tall apartment building. In a small town, families often live in separate houses with their neighbors close by. So here you can see a great big huge apartment building with lots of families living on every floor. And here you can see this family lives in a neighborhood with sidewalks and they're going for a walk. In the country, a family living in a farmhouse might be the only family for miles around. Houses come in different shapes. Some are square, some are round, and some shapes are a surprise. Here you see an A-frame house. Has long sloped roof that goes all the way to the ground. A-frames are often built in snowy areas because the snow slides right off. If your roof is more flat where you get lots of snow, the snow is very heavy. In one part of China, people live in tulos. A tulo is an O-shaped building with apartments circling the center. That's a very interesting house, isn't it? Some houses on the edge of the desert are shaped like beehives. They're kind of a dome. With people living inside the beehive. People sometimes build houses out of whatever they find close at hand. In rocky places, people gather up stones and stack them on top of one another and make sturdy houses that last a long time. Here's a stone house. In dry places, people mix together mud and straw and shape it into walls and build houses from the earth. One special type of brick that's made out of mud is called adobe bricks. On tropical islands, people turn palm trees into cool, leafy houses that let the breeze blow through. People build houses almost anywhere, near the water, underground, and up in treetops. Many people along the rivers build their houses on stilts to keep their families high and dry. So here's a house that's built on stilts. You guys know why they built them on stilts? They're built really close to water. If it rains a whole lot, what do you think is going to happen? The water is going to rise up. And if the house is not built on stilts, the water would come right up and get into their house. Some people live underground in houses that are hidden from sight. And other people build houses high up into the treetops to stay safe from wild animals. Like a tree house, that'd be cool, huh? Most houses stay in one place, but some houses can travel along wherever a family goes. In this picture, sheep herders in Mongolia live in houses called yurts. White tents that can be taken down, folded up, and carried to move to a new place. People who live on houseboats can anchor their home at a dock or travel up and down the river. There are even families or even houses on wheels. Families can drive their mobile homes anywhere and have their houses with them when they stop. Long ago in America, houses looked very different from the kinds of houses we live in today. Here you see what's called a teepee. Native Americans built houses that fit their way of life. Those that traveled the Great Plains lived in teepees that they could move with them when they hunted buffalo. So this is kind of like a tent. It has animal skins that draped around these big long sticks they could pack up and move whenever they needed to follow buffalo to hunt. Some Native Americans built dome-shaped dwellings out of thatched grass. So they bundle strips of grass together and then weave it all together to make a thatched house. Settlers who came to America built log cabins in the woods. They cut down the trees and notched the ends of the logs and stacked them up to make warm wooden houses. These are kind of like Lincoln logs. Some houses are famous all over the world because important people live there. The White House in Washington, D.C. is the home of the President of the United States and the First Family. Buckingham Palace is the London home of the King or Queen of England. Visitors come to watch the changing of the guard. The Forbidden City stands in Beijing, China, and is now a museum. Long ago, it was the imperial palace of Chinese emperors. Houses give people protection, comfort, and warmth. Over in this picture, a tent in the Sahara Desert has sides that can roll up to catch a breeze or roll down when there's a sandstorm. In the freezing weather of the Arctic, an igloo made of snow can become a temporary home for hunters and travelers. A house with a burning fireplace can make a family feel cozy and comfortable. Houses are places to eat, sleep, and work, and play. Kitchens are busy places in homes all over the world. Families make everything from burritos and biryanis to barbecue. Everyone has a chore to do around the house. It might be sweeping the steps, feeding the chickens, or doing the dishes. At night, a house is where you snuggle up, fall asleep, and have sweet dreams. There are all kinds of houses, and there are all kinds of families. Families are what make a house a home. Where do you live? What is special about your house? So I hope you guys enjoyed that story. What makes your house special? Talk about that with your mom and dad about what makes your house special. Do you have your own room? Do you share your room with a brother or sister? Do you live in an apartment? Do you live in a house?